Hey everyone, it's Kelly here with She Learns Video, and today we are going to be chatting about gimbals. I am going to show you my gimbal, talk a little bit about when I think it might be a great idea to add one to your kit, and I will also show you how to stabilize your gimbal. Okay, so first let's talk about why you may want to add a gimbal to your kit. I think that this can be a great tool for anyone who's looking to add some additional creativity to their videos. I think that it can be a great investment if you are consistently getting videography work and perhaps you're beyond that basic level of video education. You know what you're doing, you know how to use your camera, and you're just looking for some more creative tools to use down the line. I have the Zion Crane. I love this tool. It really provides me with the flexibility I need to get some additional shots with that added stabilization built in. And it's a pretty affordable option when it comes to gimbals. I know that these can kind of run the gamut as far as how much they cost. So definitely explore the options and find all the intricacies and tools that you want to find in a gimbal before deciding to invest. I love this little tripod that comes on the end of it. So whenever I'm getting ready to set it up, I can stabilize the gimbal with this tripod as my base. So let's go ahead and show you how to stabilize your gimbal. Okay, so I'm going to be showing you how to set up your camera on the gimbal that I have here. I have my gimbal attached to a light stand. You will want something to stabilize the gimbal before you start stabilizing it with your camera on top. So light stand works really well. There's also a tripod that comes on the bottom of most gimbals that you could do this at the table as well if that's easier for you. So we'll start out by getting our camera on top of the gimbal. And for me, I always like to make sure that the screen is in the position I want it and my microphone is attached on top because the weight of those are going to impact the balance of the gimbal. Also make sure that you've decided what lens you'll be shooting with, and then you can go ahead and get it set up. If you do decide to change lenses, you will have to rebalance your gimbal for your camera. And I really just like to do this process prior to the session in order to be ready to go when I get there with my client. So let's jump in. I'll get my camera attached and then I'll show you how I balance it using some of the different little screws and tools here they have on the gimbal. So the first thing I'll do here is attach this little screw to the bottom. And that is just going to hold my camera tight on top of the gimbal. So there you go, camera is on there and ready to be balanced. So, okay, to start out, once you have your camera attached, I hold my gimbal on this axis point here and allow my camera to kind of flow back and forth in order to find out how much I need to adjust it. So right now, if I hold this point steady, it is leaning forward a little bit, as you can see there. So I need to move the camera back a little bit. And on the bottom here, I have a screw that I can unscrew just a bit to add some movement, and I'll wiggle it back. Got it a little too loose. So I'll tighten it up a little bit. Hold it on that axis point. There, and you can see it's not really going forward to back too much on its own. Okay, so now I'm going to want to balance this motion where it's moving left to right. So for this, I will come in the back. There's a little knob here. I'll turn that, and then if I hold on this axis point here, I can see my camera is definitely wobbling over to my left, your right, I guess, as a viewer. And I will pull this out so that it goes back this direction. Even more. And this is all going to vary depending on what gimbal you have and what camera you have. But this process does take a little bit of time, and as I said, is something you should probably do prior to arriving at your shooting location. Okay, and the goal here is to be able to take your hands away and your camera to stay pretty steady on its own. You want to ensure this to make sure that the gimbal doesn't have to work too hard, because there is a motor inside the gimbal once you turn it on that's essentially working to balance your camera as you move around. So once you can do that, let go of it, and it stays balanced on its own, you can go ahead and turn it on. Okay, so once you have your gimbal turned on, you can go ahead and pan and tilt and do all different kinds of creative shots. You can take it off of the light stand, obviously, and walk around, and it will perfectly balance your camera and make everything very steady and smooth. I do think that setting it up in advance is a huge benefit and something that will serve you well, so you're serving your clients best. You're not wasting any time at the event that you're attending or the session that you're at. And what you can do from here is turn off the gimbal after you're all set, take your camera off, and know that when you arrive on site, you can put your camera back on the gimbal and it should be pretty steady. You may have to make a few tweaks on site, but overall, setting it up in advance is the way to go. I hope that's helpful. Thanks so much for watching this video. I hope that you learned a little bit more about gimbals, and if you're deciding to invest in one, definitely check out the links below. I have my gimbal linked along with a few other tools that I've tried out that could be a great fit for your business. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, share with your friends, and definitely check out shelearnsvideo.com for more information and to join our email newsletter. Thanks.